We're finally gonna do it.
Hello. Hello, this is Raven here. Uh, Raven. Anyways, probably not because I only have like 3 subscribers and the most I have is like 100 views. And I think they were all mine. But, anyways, for those who are watching, I wanted to share my code. I wanted to share this code, this particular piece of code, just to narrow it down. This particular code was very difficult in achieving. It took me very, very long hours, and it was stressful hours. It wasn't like sometimes I'm happy to figure stuff out, but other times like I go through like the stress phase. Actually, right now, since I'm talking to you right now, I feel better by shooting this video. I'm starting to feel better just by talking to myself, talking to this video, the camera, to people out there who actually care about game dev as much as I do, but want to stay on the lower level of the spectrum on creating games. That's a sort of what I do. That's like what I'm known for. When I had a business, when I started a business, I was a small business that carried out large business tasks. So I got a lot of my experience from that. It's very difficult work, but judging from seeing how everyone's doing online, they're not any strangers to it. They're hard workers. In fact, I think they enjoy it. I could say that maybe I feel a little bit. Maybe they're kind of inducing us to do this for free. Because like people who do this kind of stuff own talk shows and they get paid millions of dollars, and yet we're in the year of 2024 and everyone has a potential $1 million business that they're doing for free to the public. And that's the truth. I mean, how many people watch Oprah and Jerry Springer and stuff like that? Your channel is just as important. My channel is just as important, if not more. I mean, I don't know if you really learned anything from those. I think the channels today that people are doing for free, they're worth something, and no one's getting paid for it in America. In fact, we're losing our jobs. The people who aren't working are losing their jobs to other people because, one, they can't get a job anywhere because me in particular, I'm forced out of the workforce. As soon as I work in a area, they sort of force me out. They find ways to get me out of there and unemployed again. So with that said, with your channel and this channel, I wanted to dedicate this to the free shows. I mean, if we have to do it for free, let's do it for free. I'm just saying we're putting a lot of work in it in our daily lives to do something we should be getting paid for. And the people who have your jobs are actually watching your channel, So it's like, yeah, I believe you guys, if I was running things in the government, I would pay all you guys for your channel because I think that's important, you know? So somewhere, somehow, you know, you should be getting paid. I should be getting paid. Everyone should be getting paid. That's my belief. I mean, you don't have to agree with it. Again, we do what we do, just get our channels out there to people like you and myself. I know what I want to see as a viewer, and you guys know what you want to see as a viewer, and you guys tune in. Simple as that. But we should get to discussing this code because it did take me long, numerous hours, stressful hours, arranging this code. And to be honest with you, this is one of the codes I don't understand at this point, because I understand it, but my arrangement of it is so sloppy. I like to keep my codes clean. I know where everything is in the code. Going through the codes, there could be like 100 lines. I know what particular lines, interact with other in conjunction and stuff like that with other lines. So let's, without further ado, let's take a dive into this cover we're doing. Okay, so we're just going to play it right now. As you can see, this is what we have. And the particular area, well, I'll just play it through one time. You go over here, you get hit, you get knocked back. You jump, you get knocked back. Just like the original Mega Man, just like what we wanted, you know? We want something that just looks gruesome. Right there, he's actually, well, I'll discuss it a little bit later. We're going to see, this is Fireman. And he's going to hit the walls. He's going to throw some fireballs. And I can let him hit me. And I was working on the walls, so I wouldn't go through the walls here. You can see that I'm protected. I won't go through the walls. Although I don't have too much energy, so I don't know how much I can demonstrate. Well, actually, I don't die on this game. I forget. I don't really have a death scene or anything like that, death animation. So you can see my power ran out, just like I was saying. I don't have any death animation. But you can see that I'm getting hit, and when he hits me, he knocks me back quite a bit. In fact, he might. I mean, that's pretty gruesome, in a way. That's my main concern bug right there, and it goes away when he gets hit. But that's like one of the main bugs I'm having just at this point. But that one's I don't think will be as difficult as like all the other ones. I'm not too concerned about that one. I don't even know how it rises, but as you can see, I'm not going through the wall, and that's the main thing because he is putting force on these fireballs. You know, when you start applying more force, even though when he hits walls, he's good. When he's getting hit with that extra force of that fireball, that changes your whole code completely. Your arrangement, you have to create arrangement in order for it to work. You know, I mean, there's probably tons of ways of programming, but you got to have a structure, an organized structure of how things work. And like I said, I like to keep clean code. You know, I don't like weird, like out of the world code. You know, stuff like that. But anyways, you can see him. He's throwing the fireballs at me, and I can just easily jump because I'm not giving this guy the best AI possible. Because one, I don't really care about this boss guy right now. I'm just trying to, undergo a game cover. This is basically what he does in the first game, anyways. I mean, you know who that is. That is Fireman. So he's hitting me. Like I said, I'm just doing cover. Okay, so he has one energy left. He gets hit. He blows up. You got this coming down, and it's his little energy source. And I might enhance that a little bit, make it look better. But for now, we're going to go with that. And that's all really what we've gotten so far. So, with that said, what was difficult is this part right here. So we're going to go into this in detail in this tutorial. You can go into the code and take a dive and see what's happening. When he gets hit like that, he's actually getting hit 2 times. That's why it looks pretty cool. If he only got hit 1 time, it wouldn't look as cool. But since he's getting hit 2 times, it looks like it hurts him. It feels like, it looks like I'm playing on a rumble pack or something. So he gets hit pretty good even when he jumps. The issue that we had was when he jumped, he wouldn't get knocked back. And if he got knocked back, he wouldn't have the gravity to fall back down, in a timely manner. Sort of kind of floated up there, or he actually did float sometimes, depending on what kind of code we put in there. So as you can see, that's working. And we had another issue when we would hit it and we would turn the other direction, it would get stuck. So all these were codes that we got out. See, like I would hit it and I would turn that way and he wouldn't move. But see, I took care of that, and it's just a lot of work. They say, quote unquote, they say if you find something that you truly love to do for work, you've never worked a day in your life. And that possibly is true if you're a game developer. Although it's really fun, it doesn't feel like work. It does feel like work. You're using a lot of brain power. In fact, it feels like people are hitting me in my head when I'm game developing. I hear stuff, and then all of a sudden I get pain in my head. I think it's cool. I think they sound jealous for something, like they get so pissed off and jealous, and then all of a sudden I get this pain in my head. It's really gross. And then I have to kind of think and tell them to dude, you know what? Leave me alone. don't view me. These guys, I don't know, they're spirits or something, but they're able to hit me in my head and stuff. And I could blame it on the caffeine. I mean, anyone could say, hey, it's the caffeine. You're drinking the caffeine. The caffeine's hitting. No, no, no. I've known like 3 or 4 people that have literally got messed up with brain problems lately. And this has been in the last, and they're all, I think they're all important people, They would be the last on my list, if I had a list to actually get, messed up or anything. Because actually, they're kind of the only people I have, and they're getting messed up in the head. I'm getting messed up in the head. It's crazy. So be aware of that. I don't know. If you can do it without that, more power to you. It just makes me grind my teeth like the whole day, knowing that, and back in the past, when I was hearing some stuff like as if the person was right next to me, like a ghost, right? And even my cat would hear it. And I would look at my cat. I know my cat would hear stuff, and I would hear it. And we would just look in that direction of where we hear it. Of like weird, like growls, like gruesome growls and stuff coming from the thin air and stuff. And what's funny is my cat. If I take my cat outside, it gets scared of cars. It gets scared of people. But when it's in here in the house and it hears like demons and stuff, it doesn't get scared at all. It doesn't get scared of demons inside the house. But when it's outside the house, it's terrified. And it should be because, it's brothers and sisters have gotten murdered out there. You know how cats are. All right, anyways, back to the game. So this took a long time. 5 hours. And yeah, that's what I said, 5 hours. So we'll take a dive in here. So what we have on here is this code right here. I'll just go through the code. And this is for the right side. This is the push. When he gets pushed, he's going to hit 30. This is the invincibility. I don't even know if it works, the invincibility. But I'm not changing anything because it works. I just don't know if that part works because it was just like something I did in the heart of the moment. I'm trying to figure this out. Anyways, the code is health. If it's less than 0, it's going to be 0. It's going to stay 0. So that's the bar. This bar is going to stay 0. And if he doesn't hit that wall, or if he does hit the wall, if this other one hits the wall, he's going to be pushed forward 30. So he doesn't get pushed back. And then if the right one, or no, the left one, excuse me, if it does hit it, then he gets pushed. He's going to get pushed forward. But if it doesn't hit it, then that's just a regular push. Okay, so the root damage, we got the damage, and that's everything that's going to damage him. And it's just like the flames and everything. And then the root hero true. The root hero damage equals true. So when he does indeed get hit, it's going to be true. All right. And then we had changed this to go to frame 2 so it doesn't get stuck, because that's when we switch to the other side, it would get stuck. So we had to say we had to say speed go to 8. That was the main thing, is we wanted the speed to go to 8 on here. So we wanted the speed to go on 8 on here. And then this POW right here, this POW thing, is like that Batman POW, but it's the Mega Man POW when he gets hit. Batman POW. So we got a couple of those. I have one actually on the animation, on his hit animation, that we'll take a look at it. But this one is just one that's floating in free air. And it's the bigger one. So when he gets hit, also place that one. But the funny thing is the one that's inside is the one that's giving us the trouble. And all it is animation, so I don't know why it should be giving us trouble, and there's not really any code on there, to say otherwise. So if he's not jumping, you go to back to the code, by the way, guys. So if he's not jumping, then go to and stop at 15, which is the hit animation. And then he's going to get pushed, and then his health is going to sink 1. And then that speed is going to go back to 8. So if if he doesn't hit the wall and he gets pushed, his push is going to just be regular. It's going to be the same. So yeah. If he's jumping, we want him to go to frame 5, which is the dedicated jump frame. And then if he's jumping, he gets hit. We also want that to be -1. So that's what we do. And then we stop on that frame. We don't go to any hit frame. We just use that because it's almost the same thing. It doesn't matter to me. If it matters to you guys or something, if you're creating your own game, you can change it. But I do warn you, would take precaution on creating or deving. If you don't dev, to take precautions. I have to say, deving is very hard. It's very time consuming, and it's away from real life. But a place that is very like a paradise, almost. It's not perfect, but it's better than the real world, I would say. So take caution because sometimes it can. One thing right here, we take these hit states and we actually put them all the way on his hit animation, which is sort of rare to do. But if we didn't do that, it wouldn't work as good, believe it or not. We thought that would be a error, having these 2 animations here, because once we go past that animation, that's not there. That's going to be the fireman when we collect the power. We're just going to do what we call, well, we don't call it white blocks. We call it color blocks. We're going to do color blocks because we can change this character any color we want at any time, but just going over here and selecting this color. He can be all different kinds of colors. He can be yellow. He can be green. He can be, who's that green guy? Green Lantern. He could be pink if you wanted to. He could be turquoise. So you guys get the idea, though. He can be any color that he wants. And we're just going for this red right here because once he grabs the fireman power up, we're going to want him to stay as fireman and use that ability, and we got to test it out. So we're going to use that. And I don't know if I'm going to do a full game. I think we'll be able to do a level with all the characters and the boss and the power up. But to be honest, I don't know how much motivation I have to complete a full game. I think it's a fun effort and project to game dev, but I just don't know if I have it in me to do a full game. I don't know if the program has it in it to actually do a full game. I mean, I could, you know what? If things work out, I would do a full game. But you're always running into those problems. You're always finding a solution on how to get past them and running into new problems. It's not very. I'm always gonna have stuff to do. I don't need to run into these obstacles in life, So hopefully I don't have any obstacles with my program. Cross my fingers, I got them crossed. I'm not like flipping anyone off or anything. Just cross my fingers. Hope that everything goes as planned. So for right now, I'm just going to do what I call color blocking. I'm not going to go and make a man individually and color his stuff. I'm just going to do him all one color. If you had him separated, it'd probably be the same actually. But it's always better to go in a program and, shade him the colors that you want, that way he looks good, better detail. Or we could actually, what we could do is we could bring all his animation in here and lay his new color animation on top of his old animation. That way we don't have to line anything up, everything's already lined up. So well, we can't do that though, because, yeah, maybe we can do that. No, we can't do that. I don't know if we can. We can try. Um, it's sort of weird how this program works because once you change certain copies, it's applied to everything the original. I do believe that you have to take stuff from the library and bring it out into the stage, and that kind of contributes on using prefabs or your assets. But it doesn't really work like that. If you guys don't know about this, or I don't know about it. But anyways, that is the code. Just on the main code for the hit state that we were discussing earlier, we do have a couple codes on there that says when he's damaged, don't walk forward, because he was walking forward. His speed was 8 when he was walking forward. So when he gets hit, do not walk forward. And that was kind of like not a main line of code, or not the main problem, but it's a big deal to have that in there because there's really no other solutions that we could find to make him stop running. He just kept on running, wanting to run and stuff. So yeah, as you can see, this whole time, we just kind of been developing. I follow my rules, and one of my main rules is the A, B, C, and D rule. And A, B, C, and D rule means always be creating and developing. And I try to follow that rule. And, just like everything else, if you practice it, it'll come sooner or later. So it's not bad. I mean, I think, depending on the state of mind I'm in, because you can tell how I talk, like I'm always changing subjects and stuff. My brain, because I drink Monsters a lot, my brain's probably always too wired. And like I said, you could probably blame caffeine on me feeling like I'm getting hit. But at the same time, caffeine could probably be enhancing me too. And it's not really the caffeine that's doing that. It's the caffeine and something that's in you that's triggering like this, I'm getting stuff done. It's working. It could be they're mad about this. That's usually what it sounds like. It doesn't sound usually, anything else. So, to me, this ain't a big deal. To me, this is, I want to say it's great, but at the same time, it sort of feels like a waste of time sometimes. Because there's just better stuff to do in life, than do this. Although this is probably the best thing in my life at this time. So, if this is the best thing in my life right now, why not do it? This is what I'm interested in, as of right now. So, with that said, that's the level. As you can see, I hope this was a decent devlog. I'm just trying to put out the best devlogs. I'm trying to be more professional about it. I know a lot of the other devlogging people out there like computers, like everything's perfect, like as if Hollywood's doing it themselves, with the whole transitions and the background that scrolls and the nice voices and the, that certain look that everyone likes. I don't have that. I'm not bringing that to the table because I'm not that. I guess I'm speaking for anybody out there who is like myself. Just another variety on the table. I know there's all sorts of different game developers out there, but at the end of the day, it's you just do it or you don't. That's all there is to it. Doesn't matter who you are. I'm just saying. I hope my videos will get better and more professional. Like Hollywood and stuff like that, and all those sound effects and stuff. But until then, until I start doing that stuff, you're gonna have to put up with these silly game deaths until I get better. All right, so that's it for now. I hope you guys like this. I don't want to take too much time. We are in 25 minutes, and that's good enough. I think I did cover everything. I covered the hit states and issues jumping when he was getting hit, that I was having issues, and the code already illustrates the solutions for all that was being problematic for us. So that is it for the devlog. Again, I hope it's been a good time for you guys. I hope you guys learned something. Do subscribe, I guess, and we'll do more devlogs. Thank you guys. Later.